Let me give you a number: $14,000. That is what the average unreliable daily driver costs you in repairs, lost time, and depreciation over 5 years. Most owners never saw it coming. They bought based on the badge, not the data. Right now, the reliability gap between the best and worst cars on the road is the widest it has ever been. On one side, vehicles that hit 200,000 miles on oil changes alone. On the other, cars visiting the dealer before 60,000, not for maintenance but for transmission replacements and recalls that should never have left the factory. The dealers selling you the bad ones are not going to volunteer that information. That is what we are here for. Stick around until the end. The number 5 car on the last's list has more documented 200,000-mile examples than any other vehicle in its segment, by a margin that should embarrass every other car maker in the world. Car 1 to avoid: Nissan Altima. The Altima once had a solid reputation, a real alternative to the Camry and the Accord. Then, Nissan bet everything on the CVT transmission and lost. In theory, a CVT uses a belt and pulley system for smoother acceleration and better fuel economy. In practice, Nissan's version developed a catastrophic reputation for premature failure, shuddering, lurching, overheating, and complete transmission failure around 60,000 to 80,000 miles. Not 160,000, 60,000. Multiple class action lawsuits alleged Nissan knew and kept installing the faulty units anyway. They settled, extended warranties, and then kept putting CVTs in new Altimas. The 2019 through 2025 Rogue, Altima, Sentra, and Versa all carry them. The real kicker: a CVT replacement runs $4,000 to $8,000 on a car you paid $25,000 for. Translation: one failure costs you 30% of the original purchase price. That is not a repair bill. That is a penalty for trusting the wrong badge. Bottom line, the Nissan Altima is palliative care on 4 wheels. Comfortable short-term, ticking time bomb long-term. Car 2 to avoid: Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Grand Cherokee was once the gold standard of the American midsize SUV. The current generation is operating entirely on borrowed time. The 2023 model was recalled 20 times by NHTSA, 20 recalls on a single model year. The 2024 logged 15. Among the issues, a suspension component that could cause a wheel to detach while driving, airbags that would not deploy in a crash, and a battery in the 4xe variant that could cause a fire while parked. Here is where it gets truly devastating. Jeep recalled over 330,000 vehicles in 2023 for a rear coil spring defect. Then, in late 2025, regulators reopened the investigation. New complaints suggested the original repair did not solve the problem. The wheel detachment risk may still be live on supposedly fixed vehicles. And get this, parent company Stellantis was hit with a $165 million federal penalty in 2024 for delays in addressing safety recalls. That is the price they paid for being slow to protect their own customers. Translation: the Jeep Grand Cherokee is the Pompeii of daily drivers. Beautiful, historically significant, and buried under layer after layer of unresolved failure. Car 3 to avoid: Volkswagen Jetta, 2022 through 2024. Volkswagen has always sold the Jetta on European sophistication at a near mainstream price. Then something went wrong in the 2022 through 2024 production window. Consumer Reports rated all 3 model years less reliable than average. The pattern across owner complaints: head gasket failures on the 1.5-liter turbocharged engine, rough shifting below 30 km per hour, and electrical gremlins including the SOS light activating without cause. A head gasket replacement on a modern turbocharged engine approaches $2,000 in labor alone. The real kicker is the parts ecosystem. VW dealer labor rates are not Toyota dealer labor rates. Diagnosing VW electrical issues requires specialized equipment your local mechanic likely does not have. You are locked into a dealer network that knows exactly what you are worth. Bottom line, you pay the premium for the badge and absorb the costs of the compromise. That is not a trade worth making. Car 4 to avoid: Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. On paper, the Pacifica Hybrid is compelling. Stow-and-go seating, plug-in efficiency, genuine family utility. In practice, it is a warranty department nightmare. Consumer Reports scored the 2022 Pacifica Hybrid 14 out of 100, the single least reliable vehicle in their entire survey that year. The 2023 Hybrid was rated much less reliable than average, with owners describing transmission failures at highway speed, turtle mode activations, and replacement parts backordered for weeks with no loaner cars provided. The plug-in hybrid's battery thermal management system has been a documented recurring failure point. When it fails, the electric motors go offline entirely. You paid a premium for a hybrid and you are burning gasoline waiting on a back-ordered Stellantis part. Translation: a beautiful house built on a cracked foundation. Everything looks great until one Tuesday morning it all stops working. That is 4 cars, 4 documented failure patterns. Now the other side, 5 cars so proven that 200,000 miles is not their finish line. It is barely their warm-up. Hit subscribe before we get into the lasts list. The dealerships are not going to tell you any of this. 5 cars that last 200,000 plus miles. Car 1 that lasts: Toyota Corolla. Yes, the Corolla. And before anyone rolls their eyes, ignoring obvious data is exactly how people end up buying Chrysler Pacifica hybrids. In J.D. Power's 2024 Vehicle Dependability Study, Toyota led the mass market segment with 147 problems per 100 vehicles, the best score in the industry. The Corolla received a Model-Level Dependability Award. IC Cars documents Toyota models as twice as likely as average to reach 200,000 miles. Independent mechanics regularly recommend buying used Corollas at 150,000 miles because another 100,000 is not optimistic. It is probable. The secret is not exotic engineering, it is disciplined engineering. Naturally aspirated engine, no turbos adding heat and complexity. Conventional automatic transmission refined over decades. Every system designed with the assumption it will be driven hard and serviced inconsistently. Bottom line, the industry's North Star for daily driver reliability. 200,000 miles from now, you will still be driving it while your neighbor's Jetta is back in the shop. Car 2 that lasts: Honda Civic, 11th generation. Car and driver gave the 2024 Civic 10 out of 10. First among all compact cars. J.D. Power predicted reliability at 82 out of 100. The 2-liter naturally aspirated base engine is essentially bulletproof. A 2011 Civic from Canada documented 500,000 miles with no major repairs. Oil changes every 10 to 12,000 miles, transmission fluid every 40,000. And get this, the 2024 Civic holds a resale rating of 88 out of 100. High resale is the market's collective judgment that this car will still be worth owning years from now. Average annual repair cost around $360. Compare that against anything in the avoid section. 200,000 miles, not a rumor, a reality, community. Question: have you personally crossed 200,000 miles? Drop the make, model, and mileage in the comments right now. Car 3 that lasts: Mazda 3. The Mazda 3 asks a question the Corolla and Civic do not bother with. What if reliability did not have to mean boring? 200,000 to 250,000 miles is achievable with proper care. Over 90% of Mazda 3s sold in the last 10 years are still on the road. In US News and World Report's 2025 head-to-head against the Corolla, the Mazda 3 won on reliability, interior quality, and driving dynamics. It beat the reliability benchmark while also winning on quality and handling. That combination is rare. Mazda's Sky Active platform was engineered with high compression ratios and precise thermal management from the ground up, efficiency without compromising durability. Bottom line, bulletproof engineering wrapped in an interior that makes you feel like you spent more money than you did. Car 4 that lasts: Toyota RAV4. In 2024, Toyota sold over 475,000 RAV4s in the United States. The hybrid alone accounted for over 208,000 of those, a 28.5% year-over-year increase. The market is voting with its wallets. RepairPal puts average annual repair cost at $429, well below the $652 industry average. IC Cars gives it a 31% probability of reaching 200,000 miles, which, in the broader market, is exceptional. Toyota has been refining its hybrid architecture since the first Prius in 1997, nearly 30 years of real-world iteration that no competitor can currently match. The 2024 RAV4 also retains approximately 87% of its original purchase price on the used market, top 20 in the industry for value retention. Bottom line, the cockroach of the automotive world, in the best possible way. It just keeps running. Car 5 that lasts: Toyota Camry. A 2002 Toyota Camry V6, 500,000 miles, regular oil changes, still running as of January 2025, documented by its original owner. That is a real car. Camrys are twice as likely as the average car to reach 200,000 miles. The engineering reason: Toyota runs the Camry powertrain conservatively tuned, well below its performance ceiling. Every component experiences less stress per mile than it was built to handle. Running a marathon at 60% effort, you can do it indefinitely. J.D. Power's 2025 dependability study gave the Camry a model level award. Kelley Blue Book reliability score, 72 out of 100, tied for the industry's top spot alongside Lexus. Average annual repair cost per repair pal, $441. The 2025 model comes standard with a hybrid powertrain, adding 30 years of Toyota hybrid refinement to an already proven platform. It also earns a Top Safety Pick Plus from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Reliable and safe, no trade-offs. Bottom line, 200,000 miles is not a ceiling for the Camry. It is the warm-up. 4 cars that will cost you more than you ever budgeted for. A Nissan Altima whose CVT starts failing around 60 to 80,000 miles. A Jeep Grand Cherokee with 20 recalls on a single model year, and a parent company fined $165 million for slow recall response. A Volkswagen Jetta with head gasket failures baked into a specific production window. And a Chrysler Pacifica hybrid scored 14 out of 100 by Consumer Reports, the worst reliability score of any vehicle that survey year. And 5 cars built around one question: will this still be running when everything else has been towed away? The Toyota Corolla, the Honda Civic, the Mazda 3, the Toyota RAV4, the Toyota Camry. Real owners, real miles, documented beyond 200,000. Not in a lab, on the same roads you drive every day. The most expensive car you will ever own is the one you bought based on the commercial instead of the data. The Avoid cars will feel great on the test drive, and between year 2 and year 4, the bill will arrive. The last cars will still be running a decade from now, and the $14,000 you did not spend on repairs will be in your pocket. Buy based on data. Never let a badge substitute for a reliability score. Hit subscribe for the truth about which cars will still be running when everything else has been towed away. New video every week. We will be here.